So just in time for the season 3 premiere of the CW's Walker comes its origin story, Walker Independence. Take a look.
Callian said I could trust you.
You know Callian.
He brought me into town and then...
Yeah, Callian has mixed feelings about coming down here. No, he's curious, but he... Ma'am, is there something I can help you with?
Yes. It's the sheriff. He's...
Well, he just arrived yesterday. He's talking to the judge as we speak. Ma'am, this is Tom Davidson, our new sheriff.
Morning.
Well, it takes place in the 1800s, and going back in time as Abby Walker is our CW family member, Katherine McNamara. She joins us now. Katherine, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you. You are in much warmer weather than where we are right now. That's
yes,
for sure.
Currently.
So you are safe where you are via Zoom. So I'm reading your Twitter, and you said, a girl walks into a Western and there's a new Walker in town. And that's all coming in here on the prequel to Walker. So tell us about the show. What is Walker Independence?
Walker Independence is the origin story of the Walker Texas Ranger legacy that has, been beloved for so many years. Jared Padalecki has brought it back to life with his iteration of the Walker, his generation, as it were. And, our creators have given us a wonderful opportunity to show where it all began and the story of the first Walker in Texas, which is myself.
Now, you play Abby Walker. Tell us about her.
Abby is she's a woman a bit out of her time. She, within the first, 10 minutes of our show, her entire life, literally and figuratively, goes up in flames. And she has an opportunity to either become a victim of her circumstance or to create her own life and her own independence, as it were. And it's interesting to see a woman in the 1870s have such agency on a series of nature.
Yeah, talk about going back in time. It's not like they had cars back then, so you're now riding horses. You're used to playing physical roles, but this role, horseback, did you have experience prior to this?
I'm a good Girl Scout, so I had a little bit of horseback riding experience. Oh, yes, that's my horse, Joe.
Oh.
Joe plays Abby's horse on the series, and it's been so wonderful getting to go to, as we call it, cowboy camp with the rest of the guys and get to know your horse, and it's such a special relationship, but also it really bonded us as a cast as well. I had to learn how to ride backwards for the pilot. I've had to learn, how to ride double and how to ride on my own. And, there's so many great experiences that when you're building a show from the ground up, really bond you. Yeah, we shot that during the pilot. That was my first horseback riding lesson.
That's awesome.
But it's lovely to get to share that experience with the cast.
That's amazing.
Now, speaking of skills, you got to sharpen your skills with a bow and arrow playing Mia Smoke and Green Arrow from the CW show, our CW show, Arrow, and all of the superhero crossover events. How did that training to be a superhero actually compare to some of the cowboy training you did on this or other shows?
It's entirely different. I went from series like Arrow and Shadowhunters, where I was in a super suit or, in combat boots and jeans and a leather jacket, to being in a corset and about 3, 4, 5 layers of skirts and boots that are not functional whatsoever. So it's very interesting, and it's an entirely different dynamic, but that's what I love about my job, is that I get to slip into a million different times and places and people.
Yeah, and all those different times and places require you to be one tough lady. So you box, from what I understand?
I do, yeah. Our stunt coordinators on Shadowhunters taught me everything I know, and I was so lucky that carried into Arrow, being that Mia was a street fighter before she became the next Green Arrow. And, who knows? Maybe Abby Walker will get to throw down one of these days.
Ooh.
Okay, so how about kitchen skills? What's this we hear about making your grandmother's chocolate cake?
Yes, I've been baking since I was a little
look
girl.
at this picture.
Oh my goodness, that is it's something I've always loved, and it's something that always kind of relaxes me, and it becomes something that reminds me of home and family. And I think that's, even during the pandemic, I did what I called reverse trick-or-treating and did little bags of baked goods and drove around LA and dropped them off at my friends' houses just so I could see their faces for 2 seconds.
That sounds like decompression.
Right?
It really is.
You do everything as it is, and now you are going back to school for your master's.
Wow.
You are something else.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I love learning, and every opportunity that I can get to grow, whether it's as a person or as a professional or as a creative, I take that opportunity. Before I was an actor, I wanted to be an economist, and that part of my brain is still needs to be fed.
Is that what you're studying?
Anything I can do to do that. It was, but I've recently switched over to literature. I've never done anything educationally creative, and I figured if I'm going to be telling stories for the rest of my life, I might as well know how they've been told up until this point.
Wow. Maybe a screenplay, a director in your future. Who knows, right?
Absolutely. I would love
awesome.
that.
That's awesome. Well, Katherine, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us this morning.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the show.
All right.
We're excited to see it.
And on that note, you can go back in time this Thursday, October 6th at 9 p.m. with the premiere of Walker Independence. It airs right here on Pix 11.
That's one tough lady.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to run into her in a dark alley and make her mad.
Yeah, but she can bake me a cake.
Yeah,
anytime.
there you go. Thanks,
All right.
Katherine.